Nice to see you all. And I'll be really brief and really just wanted to make myself available to answer any questions that you have about CU athletics. And but what I do want to say going into this is, and we've been talking around the country the last few weeks, traveling around to visit with donors, is it's probably one of the most successful falls that CU's had in their history, and we're proud of that. I think it's the first time that all of our teams in their competitive seasons, after the announcement that soccer has ranked 23rd now, that it's the first time in our history that all of our fall sports have been ranked in the top 25 at some point. And that's important to us. It's the culture that we're trying to create in our athletic department. Our soccer program, I think at the start of the year, we knew we had a mature team and a really good team. And, we struggled a little bit. And then, now we've reeled off 9 straight wins. To be 5-0 in the Pac-12 is significant. We have 2 games on the road next week. I'll be attending both, which I'm excited about, out in the Bay Area. And they've got off to a great season, and Taylor Korniak, who's really having a super season as a freshman, is leading or tied in the Pac-12 in goals scored. So she's having a terrific year. Volleyball, we know what they've done. They upset number 12 UCLA a few weeks back and struggled a little bit on the road, but them being in the top 25 for as long as they have, they'll get back there. Our men's and women's golf teams have had a good fall so far. I know our men are competing today. Our women go to Stanford. Esther Lee is the number 1 rated golfer in the country, and that's something that we're really proud of. Our tennis team, Nicole Keneally, won her only invitational, even though it's not her competitive. They don't rank our tennis team at this time of the year. And then we saw what Nuria Ruiz did, this past week in the competition out in California. So we're off to a really good start. And then we haven't talked about football. And everybody knows what my expectations are with our football program, and we're 4-2 today. I like where we are. I like the leadership that we have in the locker room with our football team and the way they're performing. And it's a different team. And having that leadership in the locker room and having the leadership from Coach McIntyre and his staff has really got us off to a great start. We control our own destiny in the Pac-12 South, but I think the thing that I like about this team is our focus is always the game ahead of us. And so it's about ASU, 6 o'clock Saturday night on the Pac-12 networks. And I think that's the focus of our team. And so I feel good about where we're at from a competitive standpoint. I'll talk about attendance in a minute, but I also believe these facilities are having an impact on all of our programs. And if you look at our recruiting, and can't really talk about recruiting until signing date, but some of the early indicators from what we've seen from verbal commitments across all of our sports is really good. And I think our facilities have an impact. But more importantly, I think our coaches and our staff, we really have a good culture in our athletic department about what our expectations are, and I feel really good about we're all moving in the right direction. As it relates to our attendance, just a couple of points. We made a real effort in the spring, and I think we talked about this in the summer, but we made a real effort to get out there and market and do a lot of grassroots things in our communities to get people excited about what we're doing. We also dropped our sports pass price for our students on campus from $175 to $99. And what we're seeing is last year we sold around 7,000, and we're over 9,000 student sport passes that we've sold to date. And with the other things that go along with that, we hope that'll be closer to 10. Now our challenge, and I think our students have been really good, is we want to get them in the game, and we want to get them there early and stay long. And because I think they do create an atmosphere that's really important to us. We look to exceed our attendance goals for this year. And We had our largest, attended game in Mike McIntyre's area against Oregon State, 47,893, and we're just a little over 43 for this game. We still got a lot of selling. It's a night game, so that helps as well. So hopefully we'll be in that same range for this game. So we're excited about that aspect because that's important. We're also introducing, you've probably seen this CU in 60. We're trying to encourage with, more attendance at our games and more people coming. We've had a lot of people frustrated about getting into our games and through the gates, and we're promoting the CU in 60 to try to get our fans here 60 minutes before the game. A lot of people want to see Ralphie run. She always runs about 6-7 minutes before the kickoff, so trying to get 40,000 people through the gates at the same time if everybody comes in that last half hour is a challenge. We will do some things differently this week and have a few more gates to get people in. But you'll see us announcing the CU in 60 because we want to encourage people to get there 60 minutes early and what they can experience inside. Our lots will open at noon. So it's a 6 o'clock game, so our lots will open at noon. And the gates will open 2 hours prior, so we want to encourage people to come. It's going to be a great fall day in Boulder, and so we're hoping that we can get people out early so we avoid the frustrations that we've had to get in the game. So with that, I'll open it up for questions. If anybody has any, happy to take them. Yes?
Monica Costello,
Yep.
AP. It's kind of like a dead horse, and I hate to beat this animal, but the Pac-12 network for DirecTV subscribers, now there's more things online. Is there a way for fans to be able to watch the game without
DirecTV? The best way for fans that are not in a Pac-12, if they don't have a cable
DirecTV
carrier that has, so we're on Comcast, Xfinity, and so if you're not on one of those areas that you can get the game, the best option is to go to Sling TV. And the Pac-12 website has that on there, and we can direct people to that they can use Sling TV to be able to get a bundled package for that.
Now, that's a free site?
No, it's not free. I think it's $10 or $15. I'm not sure exactly, but I think it's $10 or $15 to get that, and it allows you access into the broadcast.
Do you get much feedback about this? Because I know the commissioner spoke about it last couple of months ago. What have you been hearing from the fans?
Well, I get feedback, and I think the conference has really worked hard and are working hard to improve our distribution methods. And, we just acquired more homes in the Southern Cal area through a deal that they did with Time Warner out there. We've been pushing people towards the networks, and again, DirecTV we're looking at all of our options, over the top options to get our broadcast. We just did a Twitter. That was something we were the first. Our soccer match on Thursday was the first, or Friday was the first streamed match on Twitter, and I watched it when I was in California on my phone, and it was great. Our team, our Buff Vision, and Eric Poloni, who's here, and Derek Swanson, they did a phenomenal job with that broadcast. So the conference is really working on other ways that we can get our broadcast out to more people. Distribution is a huge factor for us and a huge consideration that we talk about often with our conference office. Do I have fans that are frustrated about it? Absolutely. And I think what we're trying to do as a conference and as athletic directors is we're trying to find ways that we can get more people with their hands and their eyes on our product.
Nick Kosmider, Denver Post.
Yep.
You mentioned it just a minute ago, midway point of the season, and you control your own destiny in the Pac-12 South, or in the Pac-12. A lot of people outside this program didn't see that coming. What was it that you saw or indications that you had that going into this year that this was going to be a turnaround that makes you not surprised by the success that the team's had thus far?
Well, I think there's a lot of things, and I try to be visible and around and looking at our football team. And I think the biggest thing that gave me I guess the confidence that we would get to the kind of start that we have is that, the kind of leadership that we have in our locker room. And I can't say that enough. And having been, at the Texas Rangers when we went to the World Series and the clubhouse, and that has a big impact on, how you do, because those athletes are together a lot, and to have that kind of leadership in the locker room. And I think I don't know if Mike's the one who stated it, but it's the most mature team we've had since 2001 or something like that, and that makes a big difference. That people that have been there, that experienced, and then we got a few people back, and some people have matured, and there's been some surprises out there. But then I also think it's the quality of our coaching staff. And, Mike made some changes in the off season, and, we've got coaches coaching different areas now, and he restructured the staff, and he's really made some great moves that, and the great thing is everybody's working together, and, having Cheverini and Lingram and, Jim Levitt and having his staff back, intact after having been with him 1 year, I think makes a big difference. So I think it's just the maturity level of our staff and mostly our student athletes.
How much does winning help donations?
It helps, certainly helps. And, when you put 47 or 48,000 in the stadium versus 38, there's 10,000 more potential donors. And, but, what we want to fill this stadium, because when Folsom is full, it's pretty loud, and it's one of the great atmospheres in college athletics. And so we need to get back to that. That's been our goal. I think we've been patient, even though I'm not a very patient person, but we've been pretty patient. And Mike's had a process, and he stayed to that process, and he stayed true to that process. And I think we're seeing the fruits of that. But let's remember that we're only 6 games through the season. We've still got 6 games to go, so there's a lot left to know. And so I think at the halfway point, we're happy where we are, but we got a lot of work to do these last 6 games, and most importantly, Arizona State Saturday.
Keep in mind, we're not even sure how noisy Folsom will be, because when we get a full house, we've now got this building to keep the sound in from this side.
Good point, David. Any other questions about anything? Nope. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.